Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is going to be a men's skin fade, maybe not to skin because it's a mannequin, but yeah, it's a highly requested video that I do a men's haircut, and it's something that I do a lot in Salon. I mean, on Saturday I don't think I had any females in. I had a whole day of men's haircuts, so it's something I do a lot of. So I'm going to try and make this mannequin look the cleanest of men's haircuts. I'll be using clippers, Babyliss clippers, but I just want to say a shout out to the guys at Heist. So Heist are a men's styling company, hairdryer company. They've got brushes, they've got some other styling products I'm going to use throughout the video so you'll get to see them. The reason I've linked up with Heist is because they do a hairdryer, styling products, but mainly for the hairdryer and to promote it to gents. And that's one big thing when guys come in for an appointment. They want a hairstyle, and the clue is in that. The clue is in that word style. If you're not going to style it, i.e. blow dry it, put products in it, straighten it, diffuse it, then the style is going to look like it does every day that when you leave the salon. And that's something that I've noticed on appointments when guys come in and say, oh, I loved it when you did it, but like every day after I washed it, it didn't look the same. It's like, oh really? What was different? It's like, well, it just didn't look the same, didn't feel the same. And then when you get into the nitty gritty of understanding what gents are doing with their hair, and it's like, well, I used like a salt spray, I used a clay, I used a wax, I used a dust, I blow dried it. It's like, yeah, I do similar to that, to be honest. It's like, oh right. And one instance actually, a gent came in, I was cutting his hair, he's like, I love it when you do it, but it's just 4 weeks after, it just doesn't do it. And his girlfriend was sitting there and she said, I said to this gent, I said, right, watch what I do and then this will hopefully help you when it comes to doing your hair. So I put products in, I blow dried it, I straightened it, and his girlfriend was like, you don't do any of that. He's like, what do you mean? Like, Paul put all this in your hair and blow dried it. What do you do? He's like, well, I dry it. She went, yeah, with a towel. And he's like, yeah. I was like, mate, we've been going through all this for like months. And it wasn't until his girlfriend came in that he actually told me that he just towel dries it. Because when I said, do you do, yeah, I do this, I do. And I'm like, weird. But yeah, his girlfriend came in, does nothing, doesn't put any product in it, towel dries it, leaves the house. So yeah, this is why I linked up with Heist, because if they're promoting for guys to do more with their hair styling wise, it can only make our lives easier, but make guys' hair look better when they leave the salon. So yeah, let's get into the video. So first off, what I want to do is I just want to really wet the top of the hair because I want to get it sectioned out. I'm not too worried about underneath because I'm going to be clipping that in a minute, but I want to get this top just nice and wet so I can section. And with this haircut, I will do a zero, and I'll do a nice crop fringe so you can see something really quite dramatic and short, and something which guys are asking for at the minute, although long hair is coming back. Long hair is coming back, and yeah, it's something we tend to do a lot of. Right. So, what I'm going to do, first of all, straighten up my mannequin. I'm just going to draw a middle section to the nose, there, just around this top section. And then what I want to do is I want to come about recession and just draw a horseshoe section. Keep this out of the way, and then again from just below the crown to recession. There we go, just nice and level, that's where we want to be. Right, so I'm just going to get straight to clippering. So I'm just going to go straight in with a number 2, just carve out, and then I'll just drop down the guards as we go. But when we come up to that parietal ridge, which is that bone just above the ear, you can feel the head sort of curving away, and that's where we want to carve out, because this is going to give us that strength through and to not go. So when we come up to here, you can see I'm just using the head shape there, and it automatically brings me away from the head. And the reason we're doing that, and we want to use that, is we don't want to create like a cone head. You can see that shape there curving away. But yeah, if we just put the clippers on flat on the head, and as we come up, it just comes away naturally. Going there, comes away naturally. On the head, straight up, comes away naturally. Just gives us that shape. You can already see that shape building up through there. Same through the back. So we start here, on the head, and as the head starts to curve away, we just bring our clippers up. We're going through here, on the head, just curves away. I'm just going to do that all the way around, so just nice and quick. And don't worry about these bits, because we're going to take those off in a minute. But if you want to take those off, just so you can see your line, put your comb in, straight up, and the clippers will do the work. You can see there, we've got a similar shape. We're going to drop down to a 1.5 guard, and then we're just going to go in again, just up to that curvature of the head. And we're just going to finish just before where we came off the last time. So we're starting to create the blends and the graduation of lengths. You can start to see all the stitching of the mannequin hair in there. And then where we've just left through there, we just want to flick it up a couple. And then just melt that in together. So we're not going all the way up, we're just coming up to where we were blending out on the curvature, on the parietal ridge. Now we're going to drop right the way down to a 0.5. I'm going to use the 1 in between to start to blend. And I'm just taking it up to there, and then around the ear, because that part through here is where we're going to use the number 1. taking your clippers multiple ways just to make sure hair patterns and with a mannequin head we're sort of getting all the stitching. There's heavy lines in there now. So now what we want to do is we can flick this up a couple, and we again use the head's natural curvature. So when we're pushing up, the head shape is actually making us blend. And this would be you moving around the client. And we're just taking off those little lips, those little lines that we have in the hair, just to blend through. Again, go up 2 again. Let's go that little bit further, and then after this is where we get the number 1 guard and we start to blend through. Just gonna get my trimmers just to go around these edges. Stone up on the 1 guard. Just carving out. Now I'm just going to get my comb and then just go scissor over comb, but just keeping it nice and square. So I'm not rounding into the head, all I'm doing is coming up and keeping it square, again as I did with the clippers. See that building up through there now. Just cleaning up this mannequin stitching so you can see a nicer line. So on the head, and then we just come up off the head. Loads of really different coloured fluff in this one. Greens and blues and again, your scissors want to go in sort of 3 times the speed of your comb. So you're getting a nice clean, because if you go slow scissors, slow comb, you end up putting in lines. You can see there it's all starting to soften off, so I can see in the camera a bit of hardness through there. So again, just go in, slow comb, quick scissors, and then we're just refining. But obviously with these mannequin heads there's stitching lines in there, so to get all of them out it's quite difficult, but that's better. Again, just there. So probably a stitching line, but let me see if I can just soften that off. Yeah, there's a big stitching line just there. That softened it off there. Big bit of fluff. I'll have to do a video on one of my gents of some men's haircuts for you. But yeah, when it comes to clipper work or scissor work, I like to put a bit of clipper work in, but I do prefer scissor cut. I think there's just something a lot more organic about it and creating the shape and seeing it materialise rather than going in with clippers and just taking hair off all at once. I think that's clean. Some big dirty stitching marks there. We'll just soften them off. But yeah, that is that so far. Let's pull the top down. And we could, well, we could leave it to create a bit of a Peaky Blinders sort of look, but what I want to do is I want to do a bit of crop. So what I want to do is just section down the middle through there. I mean, how big is this at the minute for sort of TikTok looks? It's the guys, I mean, this is it. I mean, long hair is coming back, 90s. That is 90s, undercut, curtains, isn't it? But I'm not doing that. We are going to do a bit of work on the top. So we're just going to put a section either side of a middle parting. This is going to be our guide. We're going to have it a bit long through the top. We will blend the sides, which so you can see, but what I'm going to do is there's my centre section through there. Detangle it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to blend it in so you guys can see it. So we've got a really short guide through that back piece, which is the top of our blend, through there. I'm just going to follow the head shape. Now I've put that in, I'm just following the head shape. There's our guide for the top section. And what I'm going to do there, come over to one side. And then from the back, draw a section over. You can see my guide just there. Pull it straight back to there, as if I'm following that head shape again. So this is just this will come up slightly as we come out the head. Okay, section across. Up slightly. So as we're going up the head, we want to travel with our sections. Okay. There's going to be some disconnection on the sides that we will blend in after. You can already see that. Blended in there, a bit of disconnection through there. straight up now on the top of the head, working from our guide. Now the reason I'm adding that disconnection is because I want to keep the haircut square. I could, I'll show you in a second, I could round the head off, which would make it quite egg shaped. So I could have got my guide from here, and then I could have got it, there's my guide for the side at the bottom. I could have cut that across like that, but would have got that shape rather than that shape. And then what we can do is just refine that and blend that in afterwards. Okay, straight up to the ceiling. And that last bit through there. Now, that centre guide that we put in, we're going to push over to the other side. So we've now got a clear guide to go through here. So where the hair comes out the head from, through there. And again, this is exactly the same as on the other side. So I'm just going to whiz through this. Where the hair comes out the head from, so as we get to near the top of the head, we'll then come straight up to the ceiling, which is now straight up through there. Straight across. Just make sure we picked all that up from the side. We didn't, so through there. Again, see if I can show you through here. See our guide, and then again we can bring this side up into it so we can make sure so there we go. Got a lot of length at the front still, but we know we need to blend in these sides a bit more. So what we'll do is we'll pull straight out, and see that weight point there, we'll just cut straight up. We're not going to curve into the head, because if we did, we'd create a cone, egg sort of shape. But if we still cut that square, we know we're going to end up with a really strong square shape. And again, this is where we're taking off the disconnection. So guide, and then there's our shortest piece on top. This is just all added weight that we don't need. And again, and we don't want to over direct back, we want to bring it straight out from the head, because if we over direct, we know we're going to keep length. There's that side done. Now we're going to go on to this side. So, same again. There's our length from the clipper work. There's our shortest layer. That's just weight point. Unwanted weight. Straight out from the head, there's that length we don't need. Straight down again, pull out, there's our clipper work, there's our scissor work, which bring them together. So what that's given us now, you can see I'll move out of the way. You see it's given us a nice square shape. So I'm going to get that blow dried, and then we're just going to bang in a fringe and then put some texture through this top. So this is the company I was talking about, Heist, and then I've got the Heist brush there. 2-speed, 2-heat, like cool shot, hairdryer. But yeah, lads, if you're not blow drying your hair, you really need to get into it. And then we've got the Heist salt spray there, so we're just going to spritz some of this through. And then we're just going to wrap dry. So just simply working the hair back and forth to where the hair wants to sit, and that'll give us a really easy style to manage. You're not having to sort of quiff it up or anything like that. So there we go, that is that all cut in. And you'll see we just want to do some little refining pieces just to blend that through there, but just sitting nice and tight. Same on this side, get those sitting where we want. But yeah, if you want to leave the fringe as is, they want to quiff it up or they want to wear it down, they can. But I'm going to get my trimmers. I'm going to go straight in to that hairline. So I'm just going to follow this through here where we've blended up. And what we'll get now is we'll use some of this Heist dust, and we'll just pop that all the way through. And there we go. That is just a really simple crop men's haircut, working down the clippers, then working up the clippers, and then some scissor over comb work, and just putting in that fringe through there. There we go, simple men's haircut, clippered, scissor work, connecting and disconnecting some pieces, and then just, yeah, put the fringe in. Requested video, hope you like it. Let's get that down like that. I think I prefer it like that. A bit more. Yeah, I'll let you decide. Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.